Yeah. I didn't even think that last switch servers. I can live cast the
Switch Ferox for put Eli back in and switch out Ferox.
just use.
There you go. I knew it meant something. Oh, Dulcet Decorum Est is a poem written by Wilfred Owen.
Okay, we're good to go.
Google that, Zenny.
Yeah? It means it is sweet and honourable.
So's my cock.
Wow.
Horrible.
Horror. Oh fuck! What an awesome spawn.
Where are we going? What are we...
Eating
Oh,
dick.
really?
Usual 8 line up, and then I'm making my spot, Zenny in his spot, then 50 support wherever they push.
Where's the Renault going?
He can come up the 8
France.
line. Actually,
France.
let's put Henpecked into the G3 corner just to watch that area.
I'm going to cut Fronty
Got that,
fresh and much.
Mm-hmm.
Henny,
Yeah, he said affirmative.
that was
Shit.
Muchwell who said yes.
No, he didn't. He
No,
said
Henpecked,
Henpecked affirmative.
Necro,
Microphone.
Otsu, affirmative.
Jesus.
In fact, he said it again.
Didn't kill you, man. Stand on this down.
Oh, I had to read. What the fuck?
Oh. I know New Zealanders don't know how to read and shit. Spot.
There's your sweet dude.
Sweet
Oh.
as.
Going now.
Yeah, keep going.
It's gonna spot you.
That's fine.
Surprise!
Got him.
Kidding me.
Oh, good shots, you muppets.
Another
There's the other
T1's
two
over
up.
there. They know we're here.
Gotta get around that corner.
Just jammed him up.
We're gonna go up this section here.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
good.
waiting for us. So
They're
just,
they're
just
camping
beware.
in A1, 2, 3, 7.
I don't know, we're gonna go on hill.
No.
T1 went up that way.
They're sending one up the hill to spot.
See if group spots anything. Careful, Ingrid.
Track push, track push,
Roger, Roger.
track push, track push, track push. Go,
Track
go,
push.
go.
Go on to
Cap
cap.
out.
Go on
Let's
to
go.
Cap, cap, cap. Ooh,
Nope, no track push.
the half fake.
I have no shots on that guy.
Push in on the I3.
Yep, I am.
Roger.
Dean, safe. U50's got shots.
No, he's... They're 50.
I'm gonna make him come in at me, alright?
The 50's coming.
Let's get these 50s.
We lost some ammo, but at least it didn't explode. One of our trucks
Going
is
up this
damaged.
one up here.
Shit, the 250.
Careful, you've left in guard much. In
No,
guard
no, it's
by
my fault. It's
yourself.
my fault. It's my fault.
Enemy
Sorry.
armor is damaged.
Damn it.
Finish that
Shit,
garage
I3
down.
and then
Come on,
place
Fresh.
another one.
How much
Trying,
you got,
man,
Fresh?
I can't get a
Last
shot.
Ram
Well,
him.
come around, man.
Another IS3.
Shoot me in the
reloading.
ass, shoot him in the ass.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
My fault. My fault. My fault. Sorry. that's my
Loading.
fault.
Come and
Loading
finish.
40 seconds.
T1, get on the cap.
Watch that 50.
Penetration.
He's reloading.
I'm reloading
Much
too.
you need to assist Fresh. Get across there.
I'm reloading.
Yeah, get with Fresh much. Share the HP. Block their IS3. Just get out of there if you can, Fresh. Is there 5100 loading?
Yes, he's
Yes.
loading as well.
Get in front of the IS3 and block them from Fresh.
Be along. This vehicle has had it.
Why would we put...
It wasn't a hard camp though.
no, it was
Yeah.
push.
Fresh, you should have come with me earlier. I mean, yeah, it was my mistake going there by myself, but you should have come with me because in that position, right, IS3s get free shots into you. While you bounce you will miss some of the shots. You should have come with me around and killed the 50s with me, ironically.
Yeah, but I
That's
followed
alright.
Groove because...
Next time in that situation, right? Okay, okay, this is obsolete mode now, right? But next time in that situation, do not push in. If they're holding that spot over there, do not push in there. There are two spots that we can go with the 50s, which is either one of the corridors behind us or we go around. In that situation, the going around would have been better. But
See, the problem
I
is that one blood
yeah.
would push a 50 in behind those three on the cap and give cap with covering for. That's what we use. One blood.
yeah,
Expecting Griffin to
Yeah,
stop. And
we're
it's
getting
fine.
used to it.
Yeah, it was my fault.
Griff,
What's the map pool?
Lakeville's on.
Is it?
Yep. The last time we ever get to play it in the tourney.
What about Cliff?
Yeah, let's go Cliff.
Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff. 213s and RU 269s.
I have none of the above. I can go 1390, but no 6 cents.
Yeah, it'll do. It's going to be combat anyway, so.
How about Pershing?
No, 1390.
1390. I have a good Pershing. That's.
And we'll go south. Oh, they picked north, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Ready up?
Yeah, just ready.
Ingrid, you're accustomed to the auto aim and rolling close and circle shoot?
Not really. No, it's not my strength.
Make it strong
My
now,
strength
man.
is heavy.
You just auto aim, get within like 50 meters of them, just drive around the circle, unloading. Pretty
I'll
easy.
have to bind it. Go right without auto aim. I can do that without. Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Hmm. Have we got clan wars tonight, eh?
Yeah.
I think we've got clan wars for next month.
Just late. Yeah, no shit. It's just not as early tonight.
You mean
Yeah,
yesterday
put the
people
fucking
were pulling
chips
off
down.
the map? Yesterday?
Hey?
People were pulling off the map yesterday?
No, they just weren't showing up.
Oh,
They
the other
didn't show
battles.
up?
So the priority is 39 and 69 RU.
Yeah.
Pershing's least party.
In the low ground, yeah. I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Even me, or do you want me to go up the top? 'Cause
No,
I
you
think
do
they
the
take-
usual.
Just remember, those RUs will be loaded before the 1390s.
Yeah.
So they'll take
But
out
I-
one of the 1390s with what, 2, 3 shots, 4
So
shots.
I reckon they'll be
1390s
up.
Yeah. I reckon they should hang back a little bit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You just want the T1s to come in as well?
don't
We'll just
go.
have the RU come with us and have Fresh and his 3090 go up the top route.
Let's go.
Stop and go.
Roger.
Follow fresh. I'm going out wide, Griff.
Yeah, I'll follow much.
So
Oh.
I'm not gonna. So you guys aren't gonna get in my line of fire. I'm not gonna get in yours.
You don't want us to go mid-scout, do you? You want us to go to you.
One of you pop the mid scout just to begin with, the other one comes straight to us.
I have no 6 cents on this group.
Nothing spotted. They're going high, so be careful, Fresh.
Yeah, they're going high. I haven't been spotted. You want us to
Just
roll
pushing.
around and go up?
Yeah.
Come in with your group.
Oh, 2-1. Nice.
Gonna reload.
Get shots here if you can, much.
I'm gonna push across.
What's up, though? What's up top there? I've been spotted
Are
by some
you?
guys
Are
down
you?
here.
Yeah, same. The other
The
T1.
Now, do
You
you
gonna
want
boss
to take
him?
that?
Go and boss him.
Pushing's open for us, Fresh.
I got sh-
3090 on your right.
Penetration.
Just be very careful.
You're gonna YOLO us, man.
Yeah, I'm
You're gonna YOLO
hang
us.
on.
Yeah, pull out
Coming
of
now.
there.
We can't. We
Let's go
can't. They're
around
on
this
us.
way.
Permission to engage.
Fuck.
Enemy armor is hit.
Come on, I'm coming.
We've
All
lost
four
some
of them
ammo,
there.
but at least it didn't
Persian
explode.
out of play.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy armor is destroyed. Our fuel's hit. We've lost half our gas. We're dead
Did as
for.
much damage to the
Zero
251 as I
I'm
could.
going down.
Virgin's gonna find that hill.
Watch out,
I'll
Ella, are
reload.
you? I'm gonna go spot this.
Virgin's on you.
Versions around.
I'm
Hey,
reload.
251's coming.
I'm reloading.
I can get down, go down. Let's go down,
1 second.
I think it's up, is it?
1 second.
Wasted
Yeah,
shots
yeah.
on a Pershing.
69.
Oops, sorry.
251 coming.
I got
Get
one
the
shot
51,
left.
get the 51, get the 51, get the 51, 51, 51.
It's on him.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys.
pinch it
Okay.
here. Loaded.
They're coming for you. Then you should be able to hold the 251.
How many shots you got in?
2, he's still nailed me. He's got me. Reload, I gotta reload, sorry
The
Chris.
main gun is damaged. We can't fire accurately.
Sorry, guys, not my strength. The 1390 is not my strength.
And we fucked up by 3090 being isolated.
Did you,
Well, you came up but didn't come up. You sat there behind the rock.
Garrett, you weren't running a
We were on
fire
the wrong
extinguisher,
side.
yeah?
I wasn't. I forgot to put it on. I normally run coffee with it.
Fuck.
I missed a lot of shots as well.
Yeah, well,
That's good. Out of the way.
NRD beat us. Wow.
gold team.
Wow, I hit one shot, seriously? 2.
Oh.
User
Tournament
disconnected from your
account.
channel.
Reckon I could jump stream.
Stream it.
User joined your channel. User left your channel.
Yeah, we need a 1390 driver, like dedicated one. Sorry, it's not my strength.
It's alright, man.
I'm
I
a
usually
heavy
drive
doing a great
1390s.
User was moved
now
out of
you're
your channel.
switched.
Hello.
Hurrah!
Oh, hi.
You're a every day. Let's have some fun, eh?
Yeah. Grand final going between Vendetta.
PRG and Vendetta. Are these guys been the best teams all year? Anything like that you can give me?
Actually, no. Phoenix. Who was up? They're on top
So
of the
why
ladder.
weren't Phoenix in the final?
Played bad. Bad then. So we've been.
So do these
yeah.
guys deserve to be in the final?
Yes,
or are
they do.
lucky?
Vendetta and PRG are both very strong teams. Vendetta beat us early in that fight back from them. Later on.
So it's fair to say it's been a to and fro all season.
Yeah,
Along with
Vendetta
that.
PRG. It's been a good result, bearing in mind there's only 6 teams in it.
Yeah,
Num was one. They actually they didn't play any games or played one.
Well, I'll try and get our guys into it, definitely. There's no reason not to be in there, participate.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I think they'll better in
Yeah.
esports.
Yeah.
Attack defense mode.
AD.
Logging in server account. We'll get teams in here and chat about what ranks they're bringing and stuff like that.
So we're on? We on?
Yeah, I haven't turned the stream off, dude.
No. Cool.
Time.
I love it. I love it. Of course, you'll give us a nice formal
Introduction.
when we actually get active.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just training room. It's room is open, my friend. Greg Smith, one Turk.
One
Very-
Turk.
Caster. Axe. A couple of weeks ago. Us.
And didn't we have some fun?
Oh, tons of that.
It was magical. Let's not undersell it. Next year's already a go. No matter how, no matter what it takes, be there.
Now, I think for the first game, we'll stream this from PRG. Bearing in mind, keep guys, I only have access to one system to stream from, so Greg will be co-casting by voice. Team.
Of course, through spectator accounts, we can see what is happening on both sides of the map. So,
I don't think we can. Can we? Yes, we can.
yeah, I could. I could in your last game. I could see both sides of the map. I could see the disposition of the forces of both teams. And yeah, having to just watch it all unfold was very interesting.
Lucky you didn't say anything. Accused of cheating.
I most definitely would never do that, above reproach as I am.
I don't even. Wait a minute. So, Oz is Vendetta. They're a Aussie Psychos clan. They very well. I think they've been playing Bronze Series WG. Well, a strong team. Have been doing well in the PRG. A Silver Series last season. Still in Silver.
Yeah, Pacific Rim Silver, as you said, Squirtle there. Familiar to us guys from PAX, of course. Mines.
Impressive. Vendetta are pretty strong on mines. They'll pull out some interesting stuff. PRG, same deal. Both these teams are very capable. It's hard to remember all the battles, could tell.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I don't mean to alarm anybody, but I think we're being followed.
Still a few players selecting tanks at the moment. Of course, we know what we expect to see. We're probably not going to get too many surprises in lineups, wouldn't you say, Fresh?
I reckon we will.
You
I
think the
reckon
guys are going to have one last stab at this tournament format, go out with a bang, as
Well,
it were?
I mean,
It's a bit of excitement.
I don't know if my stream worked for our first game on Mines, but IS3 did. I think from memory, Vendetta run a fairly heavy lineup on this map, but they're aggressive with it.
I
They
don't
don't
mean to
camp.
alarm anybody,
So you
but
might
I
be
think
surprised.
You talking
we're being
T32
followed.
heavy or IS3 or AMX? What's your definition
T32s,
of heavy?
IS3. It'll be interesting. Let's just see. They've got a whole bunch of strats for this map. It's a shame that this format's stopping because Vendetta have brought some surprises out to Phoenix/OneBlood. So yeah, I mean, guys will step it up for 750.
But as we've spoken a little bit earlier in the night, Freshy, we've been lucky enough to have a bit of a glance at what's going on in Europe with the attack-defense mode, and from what we've seen and from other people we've spoken to who know a bit about what's going on, it is exciting. It is completely just blown us away about how fresh, if you pardon the pun, how fresh it is, and just how much it's going to revitalise the tournament structure.
It's just non-stop action. There's no camping, there is minimal camping. There's so much going on all the time that I think the casters are having a hard time covering it all. There is that many different things that can be happening at once rather than just, like they'll skirt our current or the old meta, they'd scout out a particular area and push into it. Whereas now, a lot of flexing happening. They'll attack one zone, try taking out a tank or do a lot of damage, and they'll flex all the way around the map. 2 cap circles. It's just crazy hectic. Entertaining
Well,
to watch.
just have to get a better quality of pasta. What can I say?
What we got? Swap?
Or perhaps drink a lot more of the energy drink of choice, whoever's sponsoring the tournament.
Yeah, man. Guys. I think they're doing... They're going to reveal 2 tanks at a time. Another old selection thing that in Masters, which first tournament series war game.
And of course, you can only imagine the panicked, well not panicked, but frenzied chat going on as those tanks are picked. The guys are sitting back there, change this, change that, what do you think? What? Whoa, how do we react to that? The pick, counter pick, as is so prevalent in a lot of esports. Yeah, a lot of excitement goes on behind the scenes that people don't get to see. But these lineups look very interesting there from the PRG boys.
You're called meta. But this is actually old meta. This is
very old meta. This is pre-heat nerf meta, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. But, when you're not facing... 32 is going to be a problem. That's the advantage there for a Vendetta having the last pick. Those 69s are going to have a hard time on that 32. But as a general rule, most of those tanks can end by any of those other tanks. 32, the 69s are going to make sure they aim for that low hull. Going for their spaced armor on the turret, they're just going to bounce everything.
Yeah, there's no surprises. The 32 is going to head centre map, hold court there, use his depression, and protect that vulnerable hull, and just pretty much prevent any action at the centre of the mine. Do you think one of the teams will race for the mine itself? Who do you think will win the race and get up and control that higher ground?
There is a strong bias to north at the map.
Exactly.
North team can get the mid.
I was testing you there.
Yeah, it's very, very quick for the middle. But in saying that, a lot of teams lately in this format have not gone to the hill in the hopes that the enemy team, the southern, think they're going there, and they don't really. They'll slide 31390s down the left side of the map there on the island. You quite often find they get into the back lines of the camping south team and tear them to bits. See things like T69s getting pushed up on the backside of the hill, northern side of the hill. But it'll be interesting to see what the boys do here.
Well, it looks like they're all ready.
Yep, the good luck have funds have gone out.
That's it. GLHFs are out in force, and so there's nothing left to do but set these guys loose.
Match 1, MOL cyber game, Australia New Zealand World of Tanks Grand Final. Grand PR.
Vendetta and Pacific Rim Gaming. This is it, guys. This is for all the marbles. This is for the whole and caboodle. Of course, both teams, first and second, whichever order you come out in, there are some nice prizes. There's some gold and some credit from MOL. Our good friends at MOL taking care of everyone at the end of this match, or the end of the 3 matches, if it goes that far.
Let's hope it does. For the streamability of it. Get some streamception happening.
Streamception. Crazy man, Freshie.
So watching PRG's team here. If they're going to use old meta, the 1390s are going to go to the hill. There's been a couple of pings to E1 and D1, so maybe we're going to see, like I said, new meta. 1390s are going to push that 1-2 line. Their 69's going mid.
Yeah. And on the other side of the map, the guys from Vendetta, it's pretty standard what we expect to see. The 69s heading towards the middle. The 1390s, though, they're going out through the town, out to the east of the map, and we are going to have contact very soon. Shots will be fired, and the T1s from PRG are going to be in a spot of bother very early. But those T69s sitting there, Stri are going to deal with these guys very quickly.
Engagement has to be on. Oh, look at that. Bax has just taken a bucket load of damage. The T1's even in this, and that's what you get. No eyes, YOLO push around the hill, and you lose a tank in 5 seconds flat.
One of our tracks is damaged.
And he wasn't watching Jamwave. I don't know if you saw that. He wasn't watching where he was going, and he is. Of course, it's the peril of driving a circling tank. You get caught up in your shot, and you drive into a rock, and he's very lucky to get out of that one alive.
The only thing going here for Vendetta is that they do have the hill. So they do have the high ground vision. They've lost the 1-2 line. 1390s of PRG are actually making a move. Hit the flow of this game moving. See.
Well, there's definitely no intention to, at this stage, any appearance of it, to go for the cap. They are hungry for the kills as they surround the high ground, and Jam looks to be in a spot of bother as both Tankbuster and Squirtle, and now Fusion comes to the party. It's only been a matter of time before he gets lit up, but now it's going on the hill.
Yeah,
Chips O'Toole there rolling in on the back of randomness.
Stopping it in the face from 269s. I think a reload action going on here, and north side's slowed down a little bit. 90s get back in the Handwave's in big trouble.
Smoke's clearly clipped out. He's in reload, otherwise he would have it. Oh, and here we go. He's back position and he's unloading Chips O'Toole. The second shot didn't go through, but the first and third did, and the fourth makes the kill.
Nice kills there. This is a good cleanup from, surprisingly, a very good cleanup from Vendetta. Once again, taking that high hill, keeping the high ground. Very hard for the enemy to up guns. They're a quick turnaround. Strong start from PRG. Polishing fin for
yeah, well, what looked to almost be a YOLO didn't really turn out, did it? We expected they were going to get smashed when they charged in with those 1390s, but it didn't turn out that way. Only one of them died early. And the second guy, Jam, he is still alive, and he's going to go and deal with Sealed Strike, who is capping. But as we can see, Smoke, he's not even worried about dealing with Sealed Strike.
T1's not going to be any competition for 1390, even though he is on low health. He might get a bit of damage in. Playing with his...
Yeah, it's a little... You always go the Ram. You always go a bit of fun in my book.
It's a surprising finish there. I didn't expect them to be able to pull that back from a one tank down starting.
So if you were to say, we didn't say this before the match, but if you were going to have to have put a lazy 50 on the map, on the game, perhaps a lazy $50 of MOL credit, would you have suggested perhaps PRG with a stronger side and we're probably going to win that game?
Look, to be honest, the money here is so even. It is so even. I wouldn't have been able to pick, to be honest. They're both very strong sides. They both have very similar strengths and gameplay. Normally in this situation, I would have said it would have come down to that first kill. If I had have said that now, I would have been wrong.
We look at the damage done by the tanks. The T-69s of Smoke and Doodoo, they've both punched up around the 2,000 points worth of damage. No surprises there. The 69s on both sides unleashing the most damage.
Yeah, which is what
But
you
I
would
think
expect
Squirt
with
will
that
be
quick.
disappointed to go out with nothing.
Yeah, Squirtle, but you know, you get caught out. It's easy to get caught out, and it happens. It happens to the best of us. You know, sometimes you can lose your half your health just jumping off a cliff. I've done a number of times. We won't talk about that here.
Tank. The peril of the scout tank is you live by the sword, die by the sword. You can be dead before you even get to return fire. At least in a heavier tank, you know where it's coming from and you get to trade before you die, but not in a 1390.
Right. The thing I like about this game too is that the T1s, which in the new mode won't be used at all ever again. The day of the T1 is gone. But if we look at Fergan, and I have bigger cannons, both pulling up over 100 damage, and that damage is most likely against Tier 8 tanks. The 1390s don't like getting caught out by T1s, so I mean every little bit helps. Plus those guns are machine guns, so every round has a chance to set those tanks on fire, or do critical hits to modules and stuff.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that watching your game, seeing Bingo, the AMX completely disregard him and drive past while he was in the Tier 1. And he got into the back of him for a few hundred points, and like you said, that's going to be completely gone. Never again are we going to see those opportunities, except in very bad plats in pub games. So, yeah, it's
a shame because it was
a wistful look.
It was a interesting game style, but new mode with 5 Tier 8s and 2 Tier 7s, or 6 Tier 8s and 1 Tier 6 tanks, 2 cap bases. Attack defense mode, it's going to be good.
There is stuff up on the web at the moment, isn't there? I think there's replays from the European games that have been going on today. If people want to have a look after this, of course, don't go away now.
Don't leave us.
Stay with us.
Stay on.
1-0 to Vendetta.
Just waiting for a map choice here from RG, and Steps it is. What are you expecting to see on Steps?
Oh, on Steps, you really only see, I say only, in my experience, you generally see teams take one of the two routes, don't you? They either run the big, rocky left side of the map, or they run the gully along the ridge out on the west. You know, we see scouts go up the middle, but it depends. Like you said, with this being the end of an era, we could see guys go heavily into light tanks, if you'll forgive the poor grammar there, and they may decide to make that rush up the middle, as teams do when they smell a bit of blood. What do you think you're going to see?
Look, there's lots of options. Like you said, you can heavily load with light, like a 3 light tank, 2 T69, or a T69 and a Pershing sort of mobile force, using a little bit of hull down, but more using your speed and mobility to light up the enemy. Or you can use that T32 Pershing combo with 1 or 2 scouts, have another floating maybe medium, sometimes a tank destroyer. It's so hard to pick on these kinds of maps because both these teams can play a heavy and slower game. They can also, as they just showed us, play a very light and fast mobile game. I think they're going to be waiting now on picks, and the first team to pick is going to be the one that's going to set the standard for what meta they're going to play. I'm feeling like
1390.
guys like their mobile tanks. It'll be interesting to see. I'm sure one of the teams is going to bring a T32.
Yeah, there we go, a Pershing. I was about to say, would you bring a Pershing, let the rest of the team go, like play one of the two sides of the map, and keep a Pershing in cap defense, play one of those bushy spots just in front of cap with his view advantage the Pershing offers?
You can, I mean, it's so defensible too. Like, you've got the rocky ridges, both sides on the cap, you've got that low gully, like you said. They can just put it anywhere and just poke that turret up. Nothing's going to pin it too easily anyway. There's a T-32 on the side of Vendetta. heavy with medium matching. Going to be similar gameplay. Are we going to get them both on one side? Are we going to get them split in the scouting? This game could turn into a standoff. We do have the 8 tier point, the old rule once again. We keep on mentioning 8-point advantage for one team. They managed to kill enough tanks and get 8 tier points. They'll win the game as well.
That's it. And also, like, guys that have seen me, and I don't expect there's very many of you, but those that have watched some of the other tournaments I've cast, usually live events, would know maps like this. I like to refer to them as the clock. You end up getting one team going clockwise around the map, and the other team goes clockwise the other way around the map, and never the twain shall meet. The T1s, they encounter the other team just for a split second before they're vaporized, but as so often can happen in these maps, it may not even see an encounter, and then it depends on who was the quickest getting around and who gets through those T1s quicker to begin a cap. Look, I hope that doesn't happen that way. I'd like them both to go the same way around the map and slam head on and give us a bit of action, but look, we just don't know.
Vendetta bringing 100. I don't think I've ever seen a 5100 on.
Well, you haven't watched my games enough. Maybe that's something we need to remember. I'll just let me make a note of that. No 5100.
Long range sniper, reasonably mobile, doesn't have good gun depression. This map relies on gun depression, in my opinion.
Spades.
So 100 could be a hurtful choice depending on what strat they use. Maybe they're going to go middle, aggressive. We'll find.
Well, Vendetta do have the one game in hand now, one up, here in the MOL Cyber Gamer ANZ. Tell me if I'm getting it right.
Mouthful,
World of
man.
Tanks finals.
You've done well.
It's a mouthful.
Done well. We had the semi-finals 3-4 playoffs before. Phoenix and NRD. NRD taking Phoenix 2-1. Good games by NRD. Really come along team and them in. Greg said here we've got Vendetta and PRG. Pacific Rim Gaming. Love Pacific. I think we're ready to get into this.
Technical difficulties just from being able to show those earlier games in their whole, or with any commentary and casting as it was. But look, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be a little harsh on you here, Fresh, but I don't think the people missed a lot. The fans at NRD might have been excited, but I think Phoenix might be too happy with the way they played.
Not real good, but you get that. You can't win them all.
Yeah.
Can't win.
Yeah. But you would have liked to have ended this era a little better than that.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll get into this game here.
They're looking ready.
We'll start this one up and see what we get with that 5100. I'm really interested to see how the boys are going to use it.
So PRG, they've got everything to play for and everything to lose, as they are one game down here to the guys from Vendetta. And which team are you showing us there, Fresh?
We are sitting. I didn't actually swap sides, which was unfortunate, but I did find in the last game, because I've never used spectator accounts recently, that I can switch to any tank on the battlefield. So
you certainly can.
That
As
is
we
quite
spoke earlier, we can do that.
I didn't realise I could go to the other team. I thought I could just see them on. Quite good.
Nice little mark of excellence on the barrel of randomness's AMX 1390 there. Good work, son. Bit of a mark collector myself.
We've had no pings on the map, but it is looking like PRG. I'm on PRG side. I just had to check myself. PRG are doing 1-2. They're pushing out to the low rocky field on the 1-2 side of this map. There's a bug in World of Tanks at the moment that tanks you see over 500 meters away on the map don't actually move. Once they come in with the 500 meters, you can see where they are on the map. So it looks like the enemy team hasn't moved yet, but I'll let Greg tell us what.
Yeah, it looks like they're all AF8, isn't it? But it's going to explode to life any minute now. But the guys from Vendetta, they are, as we said, what did I say about the clock? You said your guys are gone 1-2. Guess where my guys are gone? They are heading into AB78 at the moment and are heading down the gully. So we are in that position where I think probably the first encounter we're going to see is going to be scouts looking across the map. The Pershing has set up in a nice spot, from what I saw from the guys you're watching there, H4 from PRG, so he's probably going to get the first spot.
I mean, Vendetta don't need to push. Looks like they are making a push down the 8-9 line now, but they can just sit and wait. They don't need to win this game. They can force PRG to come into their guns, but got PRG doing a hard push up into the back lines, what we'll call the back lines, Vendetta at the moment, just trying to see what they can find, and we've got some blind shots coming out of that Pershing, hoping to take out a T1 or something in the push.
Yeah, like you said, they don't need to push, and so that puts Scamwave in the 5100 in an unenviable position, because he's hesitant, sitting at the back of the group, wishing he was in a faster tank that could react to what's going on. But if he's going to be sitting idle and heavy like he is, he would have been better in a Pershing T32.
A little bit of movement here. T1s have come down the middle for PRG, so I don't know if they're going to light anything, but they're doing the right thing. They're feeling the enemy out. They're slowly bringing their heavy armor, their hull down tanks across, because they must feel now, they must know in their guts Vendetta is in the low ground and the 890 line. So now it's a matter of finding them. I think they're still being a bit cautious because they feel like might be over the train tracks, which some teams do, get it? No pun intended.
Yeah. Doo being one of them, and yeah, you can see they've realised where they are and they've moved across, and effectively they're now owning over half the map. PRG controlling over half the map. Once Vendetta put all of their cards into the gully, they're a little bit limited, especially with, as we said, the hull down ability of both the T32 and the Pershing to hold them down into that position, not let them escape while the 1390s harass and harry at their flanks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was a smart idea. They at this point, I'd be thinking they could lose the advantage they've had.
Well,
but, we got a long way to go. Yeah, we haven't had any shots fired, but not a
actually,
good position to be in.
From PRG, their 1390s have been blind firing as many bushes as they can. They know there's a T1 out here somewhere. They are looking for that T1. Once they remove those eyes, they can start putting it to fruition. The problem here, though, is this cap circle is so open. Okay, Vendetta have only got one hull down tank, but they only need one tank to pop up and start shooting things. If PRG start this cap circle here, which they could do any minute, they're going to find the T1.
We're being followed.
That T32 can just sit in that low ground, ping shots in there and just reset the cap, while his teammates could probably flex around and come in and clean up. I'm sure we're going to see some action here in a minute. So what are you feeling, Greg? Like, I'm surprised they haven't found this T1 yet.
Well, the Dudu's advanced slightly onto cap. He's having a look, but he has just realised that the whole team have passed him by. So now he's got a little bit of work to do, being the back tank, but also the slowest of the group. The 1390s will get there quick enough, but yeah, look, it doesn't look like PRG are going to go in heavy on the cap. I think they're just testing the water there to see what sort of reaction they got. See if there was a mistake made, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, I mean, they've managed to pull Vendetta back. Vendetta have pulled most of their tanks back. They're clustered up. They know that PRG and now are probably watching over their cap. PRG sacrificing that T1 to try drawing a tank out of cover. T69 of that smoke. T69 of smoke. AU jumped up, killed that T1, got away with no damage. Got a bit of...
but there, you see Dudu just took a shot there in the front of the hull. They've been right on the driver.
Shot.
And yeah, he bounced the first shot, but from the 1390, but the second one got through. I'm not sure who fired the shot, but that is not what they would have liked.
I got a feeling that may have come from
that tank.
Tank Buster, who's sitting up in the back line in Alpha 3 up in the hill. Could have had good angles shooting down at T32 there. In the meantime, the T1 of Stridamac was taken down. Must have finally worked out which bush he was sitting in. There was a lot of rounds going into bush there. So it looks like we've got to push.
Again, as you see Dudu be drawn out of position, just got a little too high, and Squirtle got one in on him, damaged the track. Also took another couple of 100 points off him, so he's down to 1,057. He's lost a third of his hit points, and that's not what you want happening to the tank that's effectively the focal point, the pivot of your attack.
That's right. That's right. I mean, they're looking a little bit fidgety now. Fergan just taking some damage from Doodoo. So Doodoo's evening the scorecard as it would be, but at the moment, the 5100, those 1390s, they don't have the gun depression to be doing this kind of gameplay. Like, they're trying to pop up and get shots. They have to bring themselves so far up into the open to get the damage out.
If you were driving one of the 1390s on the team of PRG, wouldn't you sent maybe a couple of them just to have a quick look at the south, try and find out where the enemy was, maybe? Or are you going to go all in on the cap as they are here? Gee, just when I was starting to wonder what was going to happen. I guess the clock's ticking the whole time, though, isn't it?
That's
it's different
right.
to when we had the longer times in the early days of tournaments.
Well, these are 10-minute games, but 10 minutes isn't a lot. I mean, that... I'm going to say, Vogue's there...
90 bites the dust.
Vogue's there made a mistake.
That was the Pershing.
Yeah, the Pershing. He had the T1 there in front of him. He should have pushed the T1 and used it as armour, because, once again, he can hull down behind that. And he could have just...
But I guess he was using it in the way he was facing the AMXs, but he didn't know the T-32 was in this position. Well, he had to know. He's had the
He
spot,
had to know. He just
you
left
can't
himself
cover
open.
against every tank, can you?
No.
And, ooh, look out.
This is Vendetta cleaning up here.
They are clean. We're down to 2 tanks, really. This is for the whole bag of marbles as they are going in hard on Squirtle in the AMX, and he's not going to be able to hold this off. And this is going to see Vendetta win the tournament.
Yep. They're going to be the new, I guess we can class them the Australian champions. This is the only Australian tournament.
Where's the T1?
They even have to worry about the T1. They can just run down there and cap out. The T1's not going to be able to stop cap against these tanks, and as soon as he fires, of course, he's going to be lit up. Well done, Vendetta. Awesome play. I was actually very surprised that they were able to use their 1390s and 5100 as effectively in that low ground. I feel PRG made a mistake in the way they tried forcing the cap there. PRG, if it had been driven from Phoenix, I would have felt that he would have put his hull down tanks in the rocks there and tried to draw fire from Vendetta and snuck a couple of 1390s around. Like you said, back through their cap, see if they can get some sneaky shots into the back end of those soft tanks and then flex back out. Maybe they left it too early, too late, sorry.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it, with the light tanks? When you're using the 1390s, your armor is your speed. So anytime you're sitting still, you're taking away one of your abilities completely. And so, yeah, as we've both seen, hindsight being 20/20 as it is, but yeah, I would have been tempted once they had a few spots that they knew that the guys from PRG were down in, from Vendetta, were down in the low ground. I would have spread around them, a couple of scouts, have a look, try to find out what side you can get a buy at. And they're never going to know you're there until they take a shot, until they receive damage. And you just keep going back and forth, harrying, biting at the heels. Just eventually you bleed them out, and failed to do it. And so we see Vendetta, who you said are in the Bronze Series, taking out a Silver Series team. And look, good luck to them. You're only as good as your last game. I guess they are the national champions.
They are the current, I mean, you have to say it. They are the current Australian champions. This is the only Australian tournament we've had this year. Sponsored by MOL, hosted by Cybergamer, who, in Australia, let's say, they are the authority of esports, pretty much. You do have ESL, you do have a couple of others, but Cybergamer are right up there. They host a lot of tournaments. Brought the Australia-New Zealand tournament here, so have Vendetta.
The bottom line is, it's what people take notice of, and everyone knows Cybergamer, and everyone knows MOL, and those that don't know a little bit more after tonight, they've heard the name. And they're providing the prizes, of course, that Vendetta have just won, which I'm not sure the exact amounts, but they are walking away with a nice chunk of gold. I think it was somewhere up in the vicinity of 28 to 30,000 gold. Would that be correct?
Bringing it up. How terrible of me. I should have had this written down. First place are taking 28,000 gold. This is for the team. 28,000 gold and $70 worth of MOL points. Second place, which is PRG tonight, are taking 14,000 gold for their team. $9 per account. Third place, going to NRD tonight, will take 7,000 gold and $35. That's for their team, so it will be split between the team. 6 teams in the tournament. You can't complain about those kinds of
Yeah, not to be sneezed at.
Odds.
Always nice. Like, you're going to play tanks anyway, so why not play tanks for some decent prizes that
Self some.
and the notoriety that goes along with being the current inverted commas Australian champion. Good work, Vendetta. And they
Definitely.
didn't just win it, did they? They really
They stomped.
walked all over PRG.
They stomped all over PRG. Very, very
The first
strong.
game was in the balance at one stage, but they decisively took control.
They
when it was
just
required.
swung it back, didn't they? Like it was. I really surprised at that swing back. Like that was unbelievable. I'm going to say it was unbelievable to lose a tank that quick, that early, and then to turn it around and come back and win so convincingly. Means that their voice comms, their composure and stuff during the battle had to be spot on. Vendetta are on fire. They are a team to watch.
Yeah, you said when those two 1390s engaged on the north side of the hill on mines up against three T69s, and that's a lot of clip you're going to have to absorb. And Jamwave, he received one shot, but he got through. And you can't help but wonder how much the game would have changed if he'd been blown up in that initial engagement. But as it went, it didn't happen. And yeah, they've walked away with the prizes. Hats off to Vendetta.
Done very well. Well, thank you very much, Greg, for helping me here tonight for the
It's been a pleasure, mate, as always.
drop-in guest caster. Thank you very much to MOL for sponsoring the tournament that we had. Hopefully we get another one very soon. Thank you, Cybergamer, for hosting it. They've done a lot of work in the background there, trying to make sure that everything runs as smoothly. Yeah, seen it.
Thank you
You
to
heard
the
it.
T1s. Thank you to the T1s for their
T1.
work over these last few years.
Give the T1s a big salute. There's a salute. I can't even do it because the camera's not rolling. But I did salute. T1s, nice knowing you. But you have been replaced. You are redundant. Is that the right way? Or is that a bit harsh?
It sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, it's been great, Freshie. It's always a pleasure working with you. You are always amusing and, of course, informative, knowing that you, the player that you are. I always learn a little bit every time I knock around with you. So
I try my
thanks for
best.
your work tonight. It's always good to be able to step in when things take the regular names out of the picture.
I've got to say,
so I hope
it's all
people
in the
have
beard.
hope people have enjoyed our banter.
Hopefully, we should
know.
get some should get some feedback. Hopefully, in the chat there. It's been my pleasure. Sure, Greg had a good time. See you next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Signing out. Hey, wait a minute. We've got one thing to say, Greg.
We do?
Yeah, well, what do you say when I say well?
Roll out.
Roll out.
And what do you
There it
say
is.
when I say wargaming? Let's battle.
Let's battle. Come on, man. I've got a small brain. Thank you again, mate. That's it for tonight. We will see you next. Bye-bye
Ciao.
for now.